Welcome into Miami, Florida, the site for this CFSL matchup between the Nebraska Cornhuskers and the Miami Hurricanes. I'm David Roy in the booth with me tonight, my broadcast partner, Matt Pack. And Matt, Nebraska is looking to go to 2-0 for the first time in their CFSL history, but Miami, they want to get back to 500 after a rough showing in week one.
Well, it seems like Nebraska scored enough points last week to win a couple of games, but, they've got to go in against Miami, team that had a 30-point loss last week, looking to turn things around. Should be pretty interesting here for Miami, for the home team, see if they can get their team going in the right direction.
Well, Nebraska will start the half in possession of the football, and that means Miami will get it at the start of the second half. And so with the touchback, they'll come out to their own 25, led out by the freshman quarterback Courtney Harris. And Bronco motion into the backfield. Harris, a quick throw, and he will find the walk-on Morris King for 12 yards.
Well, that's good open field tackle there by number 33. But we see here that Miami already gives up a quick first down. Nebraska looking to pick up right where they left off last week against Eastern Michigan. Granted, this Miami Hurricane squad is a different team.
Read option keeper Harris hit hard by Perry Pennell, the senior here for the Hurricanes, and holds them to a gain of 4 on first down.
Well, Pennell only had 5 tackles last week in the game against Notre Dame. Looking to have a little bit more impact on the game tonight.
Second down and 6 to go. And the tight end in motion as Harris looking to throw. He'll set up halfback screen. Here's Bronco. Bronco over to the left side, a stiff arm, and that'll get him just short of the line to gain. So 3rd and a yard.
Nebraska playing smart football here, keeping it underneath the coverage, gives them a really short, manageable 3rd and 1. Wouldn't mind seeing Marcus Duncan on this play. Bronco on this play.
Well, they will go to him, and Casey Bronco to the inside, cuts it right and gets it out to the Miami 45-yard line. So Nebraska's opening drive has put them across midfield for the first time tonight.
All right, Nebraska moving the ball with relative ease right now, doing exactly what they want to do. This Miami defense is going to have to find a way to stop this buried attack.
Well, there you see JoJo Shalizzi getting a carry, and Shalizzi a week ago had 2 rushing touchdowns and maybe sniped him from Casey Bronco.
Yeah, I wouldn't hand JoJo the ball ever. So that's just me, though.
Well, they'll go right back to Casey Bronco this time, and Bronco stopped initially in the backfield, fought hard, but he is brought down by Gilbert Wilkerson.
Well, Wilkerson does a good job there getting off his block and able to fight his way in. Hold him to a little bit of a loss, 3rd and 4. Now, Nebraska converted their last 3rd down. Let's see what they do here.
Out of the gun, 3 wide. Harris with Bronco to his right, motioning for the tight end Schiffer from left to right as Harris to throw, going to take a run. Courtney Harris able to get the first down as he slides down inside the Miami 30. So the legs of Courtney Harris looking pretty good so far.
Well, they came into play big last week for him again against Eastern Michigan, and look to see the same thing from Harris tonight to be very much a dual threat quarterback.
They go read option. Harris on the keeper, and he's able to turn upfield, getting just short of the first down, and therefore just short of the red zone.
All right. Well, it's working for them now. They're switching it up. They started out with a lot of the underneath passes, things like that. Now they've moved to the run game. Now they're going to the option. They're keeping this Miami defense on their heels a little bit.
Read option keeper again, this time to the right side. Harris lowering the shoulder, slips a tackle, breaking through a second before he is finally brought down by Freeman Switz.
Well, and the reigning offensive player of the week looks to come out and put on another impressive performance for us here.
From the gun, the give, Bronco to the inside, bouncing through 3 tackles before he is brought down by big Gilbert Wilkerson. So a gain of 4 is Bronco seemingly being kept on a bit of a snap count early on here.
Yeah, they're trying to preserve his legs, I guess, for late in the game. But, again, he's able to get 4 yards out of that when he had a lot of defenders coming all over him.
Shalizzi will get to the carry, and he will lose a yard, and maybe affirming what you said about not giving him the football.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, JoJo's a great athlete. It's interesting to see him on offense. That Nebraska's using him that way this season, though. Let's just see if you see anything besides touchdown balls.
Harris to throw. He's going to go halfback screen. Here's Casey Bronco to the right side, and he's going to get it down inside the 10. So only a yard. So a drive that went pretty well for Nebraska, ends up stalling out inside the red zone.
Well, good long drive by the Cornhuskers. They're just not able to cash it in for 7. So they're going to have to settle for a field goal here.
Able to put it through Gordon Yelkich on the field goal, and Nebraska is on the board first.
Well, it was a good drive, as I said, by Nebraska. Didn't get the 7 that they wanted out of it. Miami finally able to buckle down a little bit there in the red zone.
Well, a big return here. Blaze Gunner down the right sideline. One man to beat, and Gunner running away with it, and he has got the touchdown.
He could have took that 300 yards if he'd wanted to, David. Once he got that, he sprung that block at about the 45. Gunner was gone, and nobody was catching him. That's the playmaker that Miami wants to see get involved more this week than he did last week, and he's doing it already in special teams.
Gunner has not had a kick return for a touchdown since his freshman season when he was a member of this same Nebraska Cornhuskers squad, and now he gets it right back to him in his senior season.
Well, he does. Gunner is just he's an explosive athlete. You know, we see him a lot in wide receivers. You know, he's the guy that had 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to bring Miami back in the game before, so he's a definite difference maker.
Well, Nebraska very quickly back out on the field offensively as Harris trying to take it around. He's able to cut up field and fights his way out for a good run of 8. I thought that defensive end was going to have him, and Harris said, no thanks.
No, he got by him, and it kind of surprised me as well. I thought that Miami was going to be able to, kind of close him down there, but Chris Watson just wasn't able to get a handle on him to walk on D tackle, or D end, excuse me.
Midline read, and Harris is lit up coming over the middle. Griffin Richardson dishing out some punishment.
Well, Griffin Richardson just sounds like a guy that wants to hit you hard. You know what I mean? Griffin Richardson. You have to imagine that guy, maybe he took some flack when he's a small child for being named Griffin, and now he's the one that's handing the flack out.
Handoff, Bronco up the middle, and he is bundled up behind the line of scrimmage. Griffin Richardson on back-to-back plays, being the first man there. That's 2 tackles for a loss for him, and he's already got 6 tackles midway through this opening quarter.
Well, Griffin Richardson, we said it last week, even though it was a rough week for the Hurricanes, that Griffin Richardson seemed to be setting out to, make a name for himself. He had 11 tackles, 1 tackle for loss last week. Already has 6, as you said, this early in this game.
On the return and working his way to the left side, Isaac Kraut. Not a punt return for a touchdown yet. Feels like we've been waiting forever for that to happen.
It's been 84 years, something, whatever the meme is.
I think we'll be waiting just about 84 years before we see another one that is in real time. And so the first drive of the Miami offense, and it's an RPO thrown into the Nebraska sideline.
It's a real pass out of bounds. That's what that was, an RPO.
Ball spotted at the 47-yard line. And Richardson in the gun. He'll look to throw. 4-man rush. Checking it down. Marcus Duncan on the left side. Slips 1 tackle, but then is stopped pretty quickly by Austin Deedle.
Yeah, Deedle does a good job coming up making the big hit. Had 3 tackles, 2 for loss, and a pass defended last week.
So 3rd and 7 from the midfield stripe in an empty backfield here for Richardson. Richardson pumping left, coming back over the middle. First down for Gunner as he slips through 2 tackles, 1 by means of a stiff arm, and it is Shalizzi who finally brings him down on the cusp of the red zone.
Well, we're used to seeing Shalizzi put out these big hits, because he's a hard-hitting safety. On this one, he is hanging on for dear life to Blaze Gunner, who's running like greased lightning, heading towards the sideline. Shalizzi able to finally, get that leg bent a little bit and trip him up. But great touchdown-saving tackle there by JoJo.
Ray Tate was the recipient of that stiff arm from Blaze Gunner and took it on the chin, maybe a little bit more than he would have liked, as Richardson back over the middle and working his way down at the 5-yard line. Matthew Owsley.
All right, now this is the Miami offense that I think we were looking for last week. Much more productive, much more effective. And this is the Action Richardson that we saw from last season, who completed 75% of his passes, was up there for the Offensive Player of the Year award. And, again, had a really off week last week, but this looks more like Miami.
From the 5-yard line, and the Hurricanes looking to build upon their lead, go up by 2 scores. Richardson stepping up into the pocket, going underneath, and he will find Jay Nathaniel down to about the 1-yard line.
about Nathaniel. He's he's a possession type receiver. Had 8 catches for 79 last week. That's the niche. The role he fills for these Hurricanes. He's big here in the red zone.
Out of the gun. Midline read. Richardson punching it in himself from a yard out.
Well, and there it is. Axton Richardson knows when they get that close, if they run the read option, if he can get the defense going the wrong way, it's easy 6. He gets exactly that. Miami about to open up an 11-point lead on Nebraska early.
The extra point is good from Dakota Groza, and very quickly, Nebraska had that long opening drive. It spanned 12 plays. They were able to work their way all the way down the field and end in 3 points. And you seem like, okay, long drive, it doesn't end the way you wanted, but you get points out of it. And then the kick return for a touchdown and the 3-and-out that follows it. And all of a sudden, Nebraska looking up at the scoreboard, wait, what happened?
Well, everything was going so good.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's a back break. Any special teams give up like that, a touchdown. Right. It's a kind of a backbreaker when it happens, but you have to learn how to fight back through it. But then the 3-and-out on offense, Miami came out. They got momentum going their way now.
We'll see if Nebraska can generate some momentum of their own. They'll start with a give. Bronco, the left side here, and he's able to turn it to the near sideline and fighting his way out across to the 41-yard line.
Normally I'll complain about a running back running east and west. But he runs to the sideline there because you see there he's waiting for his blocker to pick the guy up enough to where he can get that corner. And when he does, he's able to pick up the first down. So it was smart running there by Casey Bronco and a good job of the Nebraska offense to keep blocking and keep staying after this defense.
That's Tyler, the defender who was over there. That Bronco is watching to see if he would get picked up. Here, Courtney Harris, he's maybe wishing his blockers would have picked up some of these Hurricane defenders.
Yeah, that was a little rough. Miami, they pretty much closed that hole. I saw what I think he saw, a little bit of a crease there. He thought he could slip through, and when he took a step towards it, it closed quickly, bud.
Long second down here now for Nebraska. Harris in the gun, Bronco to his right. Blitz comes, and he's able to find the right seam. Casey Bronco streaking down it for 15 yards.
Well, that's just a nice over-the-shoulder catch there by Bronco in stride, going down the seam. Catches that thing and then takes a shot from Perry Pinnell, but is able to hold on to it.
Felt the pressure against the blitz, and he's able to find Bronco down the right seam. So from the right hash, Harris stepping up into the pocket, and he's going to check it down. Left side, slipping a tackle. Andrew Schiffer getting 7 yards.
Schiffer, he's a big part of this Nebraska offense, always has been. He's very much a safety valve, and we see it there. He creates a short second down for Nebraska.
Schiffer had 3 catches a week ago and 8 yards on them. Here playing a big part early is Bronco, able to get through and down the left side out to the 22-yard line as Richardson, who had him in the backfield, chased him down.
Well, that's the thing. Richardson let him get away and then decides to chase him down and says, no, you're not going all the way, and runs him down. But that is 44 yards on 6 carries so far for Casey Bronco. They're having a very effective night running the ball.
Well, JoJo Shalizzi will spell him here on 1st and 10, and they go right to him. Trying to work that right side, and the Hurricane defense, they were not fooled.
No, Miami, that wasn't as much of a bad run by JoJo as it was a good play by the Miami defense. They really had too many bodies over there. JoJo had nowhere to go.
2nd down and 10. Shalizzi still on the field here as Harris against a 4-man rush, pass over the middle, and it is caught by Ezekiel Williams.
Well, the 5-star wide receiver, Ezekiel Williams, making his first catch of the game, making his presence known here. Courtney Harris, 6 of 6 passing so far.
Griffin Richardson, though, 9 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and we are still in the first quarter. The single-game record is 24, and Richardson maybe hoping to break that as Rehnquist over the middle. He'll get 5 yards.
And who will, more importantly, will pick up the first down for Nebraska, who desperately would love to cut this to a 4-point lead if possible.
10th tackle of the night for Griffin Richardson also as Harris to the left side and able to get close to the 5-yard line. Bruce Robinson, they're going to say he's a yard short.
All right, 2nd and 4. And I like what Nebraska's doing on offense. That's how they got 3-and-out. They've been very efficient. They've been very effective. They've got to cash it in.
Well, that's not going to cash it in. Harris to the end zone, but he is picked off by Perry Pinnell.
Well, Pinnell just lays out for that one, does a great job, sees where Harris is wanting to go, reads the eyes of the quarterback very well, lays out, and is able to haul that in. It's a plus for the interception. It's a minus that you're getting the ball on your own 2-yard line here.
Ball spotted at the 2, and Richardson off the play fake, going short, and able to find their fullback in Will Collins.
Yes, and then Will Collins got lit up like a Christmas tree on the day after Thanksgiving. But again, he gets him some yards. 8-yard pickup, gets them out of the shadow of their own end zone, so much to speak. But yeah, he got hammered.
2nd down and 2 to go, and we'll see whether or not Miami will choose to let this go to the quarter break or if they'll actually get a play off as they walk up to the line of scrimmage. Out of the gun, and Richardson. The give, Marcus Duncan, the 1st down, and that's how we end the 1st quarter. When we come back, the start of the 2nd quarter and a new set of downs for the Hurricanes, who are up by 11 here in front of the home crowd. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live. Start of the 2nd quarter, and the give again, Duncan able to get 7 yards. And Matt, we really didn't see much of Marcus Duncan in that opening quarter. Now though, 2nd drive of the game, now they're starting to work him in.
Well, it's a good play by Miami. I mean, you've got this guy, you've got this weapon in the back that like Marcus Duncan. He's had 2 carries, had 7 yards on each carry. You've got to get him involved in your offense.
Well, Richardson gets way outside the pocket and then takes a shot, and he nails Gunner, and Blaze Gunner is going to score yet again, this time from 76 yards away.
Just a deep crossing route to Blaze Gunner, and they just basically dared the defender and said, all right, keep up with Gunner if you can. And the answer was no, he could not.
So a 18-point lead that Nebraska, I don't think, envisioned could have gone this way. They started out, they had the field goal. They were down inside the 5 on the previous drive, and it ends with a Perry Pennell interception.
Well, a very athletic Perry Pennell interception.
A very one, yes.
But an interception nonetheless. And then Miami goes ahead and makes short work of that drive again. Gosh, 18 points already. Miami, did Miami pull a week 1 that Notre Dame pulled in the preseason? Is that what we're dealing with here?
Well, they're certainly looking very different tonight as the give here to Casey Bronco, and he's able to get 5 yards.
All right, Nebraska again going back to this workhorse offense with Casey Bronco kind of being the leading man. I tell you what, Bronco he's going to do a lot of good things here, and with JoJo backing him up, he's going to get spelled some, but at some point I think Casey Bronco's going to have to try to stretch this defense out a little bit.
Read option keeper, Harris able to get outside and then cutting it down the left sideline. Courtney Harris out to midfield before Pennell finally trips him up.
Nice 23-yard run for Courtney Harris. He does a good job keeping his head on a swivel, seeing where his blocks are coming from, cuts inside, cuts back to the out. Almost makes it to midfield for Nebraska. So Nebraska, they haven't had trouble driving the ball for the majority of the night. It's cashing in those drives.
Let's see if that can change with this drive as the give here to Casey Bronco when he gets laid out by Griffin Richardson yet again.
Griffin Richardson flew in like Superman trying to stop a train from running over someone, and instead he ran over Casey Bronco.
But Nebraska gets back across midfield, so the drive does continue to pick up positive yardage as Shalizzi, the single back, and a shot from Harris. Miscommunication with the wide receiver. He expected him to fade toward the sideline. He cut in, and 3rd and 7.
Well, if he'd have faded that far towards the sideline, he'd have caught it in the stands.
Out of the gun, Harris for the 4-man rush, checking it down to the right side, and Schiffer able to turn upfield and get the 1st down.
Schiffer with a little bit of the soft shoe there to get the defender off of him. Kind of zigged when he should have zagged. Got back to the inside to pick up that 1st.
3 wide here for the Cornhuskers as Harris making an adjustment at the line of scrimmage. Play fake. Harris dancing right, coming back left side, and nearly coming up with his 2nd interception was Perry Pennell.
Perry Pennell leaves the ground again trying to go for one. But this time he only throws one hand up. I think he knew he maybe couldn't pull it down, so tried to go for the extra extension of one arm.
Pennell has only had 1 interception in each of his previous seasons, except his freshman campaign. Let me rephrase that. And so 2 in a season is rare for him. What is not rare, though, tonight for Nebraska is Casey Bronco. He gets 10 yards there picking up the chain, something that Nebraska continues to do.
Well, and that's it. Nebraska keeps moving the football, keeps picking up first downs. Again, they just got to finish. They're playing solid. Ooh.
Well, Harris thought he had the edge, but John Dowd said, wait a minute, come back here.
That was more of a lay-down tackle. That wasn't a hit you in the face and knock you down. That was a grab you by the back of the, the back of the arms on the pads and just lay him straight on his back. That was interesting.
2nd and 13, Harris to throw. And he's going to tuck it and run, and he will slide, avoiding Isaac Brown. So a long 3rd down still here for Nebraska.
Well, yeah, it is. And a long 3rd down, Casey Bronco, obviously a passing situation here. You don't want to see something conservative.
Harris to throw. Blitz comes, and it gets through. Down goes Courtney Harris. And guess who? Griffin Richardson, Mr. Do-It-All tonight, gets in there for a sack.
That's his 12th tackle on the night. We're not quite 3 minutes into the 2nd quarter so far. So I'll tell you what, this is something else, man. Griffin Richardson is aiming to hurt people here tonight. We've seen guys put up big tackle numbers in games that they lost. But, they're winning this game big, and he's putting up big tackle numbers right now.
This will be a 52-yard field goal attempt for Gordon Yelkich from the right hash, and he cannot put it through. So the score on the scoreboard will not change. An 18-point lead still here for the Hurricanes.
Well, if you're in Nebraska right now, you might be feeling just a little bit snake bit right now because nothing's really going your way. You're making some uncharacteristic mistakes, and Miami is taking advantage of everything.
Read option keeper, and Axton Richardson gets it out to the 41-yard line before he is hit hard by JoJo Shalizzi.
JoJo just lowers his head and drops him. Axton Richardson, the crown of that helmet came right into his midsection right there. Had to knock the breath out of him a little bit. Nice open field tackle there by Shalizzi.
Shalizzi's tired of seeing Richardson dish it out on the other side. Said, I went in on some of that action. Gain of 5 on 1st down, sets up a medium 2nd down, and the quick pass to Owsley in the flats will get enough for the 1st down as he picks up 6.
All right, Miami doing what they've done, spreading the ball around, just diversifying their offense enough to where Nebraska is kind of on their heels.
Richardson standing in, pass over the middle. It is caught by Jay Nathaniel, and Nathaniel, he will get the 1st down by himself.
Yeah, and you can't say enough about a sure-handed receiver over the middle like Jay Nathaniel, who's not afraid of contact and can haul the pass in.
Empty backfield here. Duncan, the motion man, into it, and they use him on the read option as Richardson keeps it, and maybe he's regretting that decision a little bit because he just got laid out.
Well, he might be regretting it, but JoJo Shalizzi is not regretting that he ran that way right now because that's what JoJo wants to do. He wants to nail the quarterback coming off the edge like that. Great play by the Nebraska defense, brings up 2nd and 7.
Ball spotted at the Nebraska 40. Empty backfield here for Richardson. Duncan, the motion man. And the RPO over to the left side. There's Nathaniel breaking a couple tackles, and he will get the 1st down.
Yeah, Jay Nathaniel there thought that the easiest path for him to go was between 2 defenders right there. And sure enough, it worked for an extra few yards.
6'5", 230-pound receiver there in Nathaniel, and he's able to pick up the 1st down as Richardson throws it at the back of not 1 but 3 Nebraska Cornhusker helmets.
Well, maybe at this point is he poking fun at him, and if he is, it's a little early. I don't approve of that whatsoever, but let's see what happens.
Out of the gun, Richardson. Shot to the right side on the corner route, out across to the 2-yard line, Richard Singer.
Now, Richard Singer, the senior 3-star receiver, had 2 catches for 17 yards last week. Coming down with his first big catch tonight. That gets him down inside the 5. Miami knock it on the door again.
1st and goal for the Hurricanes. Past the midway point here of this 2nd quarter, and they will come out in a pistol full house offensively. And the give to Duncan right up the middle for the touchdown.
Well, that's it. You've got a defense that's tired. You've got a defense that's been on the field a lot tonight. You get them down there. You don't waste a whole lot of time. You call that next play, and you send your workhorse, Marcus Duncan, right up the middle. He picks up 6 for you.
His 1st rushing touchdown of the season as Miami pushes their lead now out to 25. And Matt, you said it earlier, Nebraska maybe feeling a little snake bit Well, who can blame him?
Well, I mean, you know, you come out and you dominate your first week like you do against Eastern Michigan, you know, it makes you feel pretty good about your game plan and how things are going. But, man, look at it. You know, then you come back and you're out playing Miami, who had a bad week in their first week, and roles have completely reversed so far.
Well, Rehnquist has not been highly targeted. He's only got one catch here tonight, only for 5 yards. And the Cornhuskers have had more success when they can really get the ball in his hands. Who can blame him when he's a playmaker? They try to here, but Griffin Richardson knocks the pass down because there was just another stat category he hadn't put one in.
Well, it's Griffin Richardson is basically teleporting all over the field and making huge plays wherever they need to be made for this Hurricane defense right now.
Harris out of the gun, long second down, dancing in the pocket, and the pressure got there. He's able to second down, finds Trent Sellers, and Sellers will get 6 yards.
Well, Sellers just does a good job setting up over there underneath the zone. Hauls the ball in, does a good job there, and then, you know, a host of Hurricanes come down there. Isaac Kraut probably going to get credited with that. Freeman Swiss also went on the tackle.
Nebraska, they haven't done too poorly on third down so far here tonight. They're 4 of 7, this being their 8th, and it's a very manageable one. Only 4 yards to go as they need to get to the 39-yard line. Quick pass, and it is picked off. Guess who? Griffin Richardson, and he's going to turn that into 6 points.
Richardson sat on the flat route right there, and as soon as that ball came out, he broke, did a great job running underneath Casey Bronco, and nobody was catching Richardson. He is on a mission tonight. He does not like how things went last week for the Miami Hurricanes, and he says, boys, I'm going to do something about this no one else is, and it's working.
Miami with the extra point will be up 35-3 here with 3:37 to play in the opening half. Excuse me, and all of a sudden, that, you know, Nebraska, it was a strong opening drive, and then Miami really following the momentum of that kick return for a touchdown by Blaze Gunner has swung everything into their favor.
Yeah, everything going Miami's way right now, absolutely. It's just, the problem with it is that Nebraska, again, they have looked good on offense in places, you know, but the couple of picks, you know, and to not be able to finish drives, this game is getting out of hand quickly.
Quick pass underneath their Schiffer, and he will get 7 yards. So it's 2nd and 3 now for Nebraska.
All right, 2nd and 3. Now, Nebraska, again, there's 3:18 left here in the half. If you're Nebraska, you want to put together a good drive here, not make any mistakes, put points on the board. You can't get it all back at once.
Harris, pass over the middle, and it is dropped. It looked like he was trying to get it to Trent Sellers, but airtight coverage there, forced the incompletion, 3rd and 3.
Yeah, and Sean Flowerday in chat says that Nebraska needs to avoid Richardson. I would say that that's a sound piece of coaching advice.
A pass over the middle as they try to test Richardson a little bit with Leonard Gibbs, who is the 5th wide receiver on their depth chart, and he's able to get the first down for him.
Well, again, you know, Nebraska not having trouble moving the ball between the 20s. It's when they get further in that, you know, things are going south for them.
Out of the pistol, Harris trying to tuck it and run, slips through a tackle, but then is caught from behind. Gilbert Wilkerson, it's only his first sack, but it is his 2nd tackle for a loss.
Gilbert Wilkerson had 5 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and a sack coming into this game, so that gives me his 2nd on the year.
2nd down and 11 to go. Ball spotted at their own 42. And Nebraska really looking for a touchdown with this drive. Here's Harris dancing in the pocket, and he will throw it out of bounds. The pass rush of Miami has been an understated part of this game tonight, and it is really flustering Courtney Harris.
It really is. As the game has gone on, Miami seems to have dialed up the intensity on defense more and more, and Nebraska's struggling to keep up with it.
The pass rush nearly got there again, and Harris threw it right into the midst of Troy pressing. He just couldn't hold on to it.
It was pressure. Again, I think that was a pressured bad throw that Harris made. The freshman, you know, he feels the heat coming in on him, and he's trying to get rid of it. Unfortunately, he almost made a terrible mistake.
Oh, Nebraska, they are forced to punt it. So Isaac Kraut, a decent return. And but at this point, you're Nebraska. You're up 32. You have 2.5 minutes to go. Are you looking for points this half, or do you just say, do we want to try things out? Do we want to run the ball and kill clock and be okay with it? What would you do?
If you're Miami right here, without getting too wild and crazy, I think if you can put a foot on their throats, you want to do it.
Pass here to the crossing pattern, and that's Richard Senior, who had the 26-yard play earlier. It's his second catch, and it goes for a first down.
Yeah, and Josh Clayton says in chat that this could get ugly, and GB comes behind and says could. Not looking great for the Cornhuskers right now.
Duncan on the carry, trying to get to the edge, and he is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Alex Dean is one who is able to get over there. And the Nebraska offense has been able to move the ball, but what we haven't really mentioned is Miami's offense has been working their way against this Nebraska defense, who is yet to find an answer or a stop tonight.
No, they haven't stopped them all night long. Actually, Richard's going to drop back with a halfback screen here.
Duncan fighting, and he will get 3. And so 3rd and 8 right here for Miami.
Well, 3rd and 8. This is an interesting place. They're in decent field position. They can get into field goal range here. They've got plenty of time and timeouts. Let's see what they dial up.
Pressure coming by the halfback screen. Marcus Duncan lost the football, but Miami is able to fall on top of it.
Yeah, and the hits just keep on coming for Nebraska. They do a good job. Ray Tate comes in, puts the big hit on Duncan to not jar that ball loose, but Miami able to jump on it instead of Nebraska getting the turnover. Yeah, they forced the fumble, but now Miami gets to get the ball back. They get to punt, and Nebraska's going to have a long field in front of them.
It'll be the first time tonight that Miami has been put in a situation where they need to punt, and that is a telling statistic. It was only the second third down tonight that Miami has had to face, so Nebraska finally able to get them off the field as the Hurricanes letting time tick away here, not giving Nebraska much to be able to work with. And keep in mind, the Hurricanes get the ball back at the start of the second half. So really big drive here for Nebraska's offense as Deedle gets it back to the 20-yard line.
All right. Well, and if I'm Nebraska here, I don't go crazy with this. I might want to take a shot early here, run off play action, something like that, try to see if you can catch Miami sleeping.
Harris to throw, but he's going to take it a run, and he runs into the teeth of the Miami defense. Sack for a loss of 3. Gilbert Wilkerson, his second sack of the night.
I got a feeling that's going to signal the end of the offense for Nebraska here in the first half. I think that 2nd and 13, I see them letting some clock run here, letting some things go down a little bit. I don't see them taking too many chances here. Let's try to get into the half and figure out what we're doing wrong.
Pistol set. 3 wide here for Courtney Harris. And letting time tick away, so as you said, really going to be the end of the half here for this Nebraska offense, or it's at least maybe what they're trying to set up, either that or maybe trying to lull Miami to sleep and say, let's take a shot and get some momentum.
Maybe so. I mean, if they can catch him sleeping here, get Rehnquist behind somebody, something like that, it could be a big play.
Rehnquist at the top of your screen as Harris didn't have the time, even if he wanted to take a shot downfield, had to scramble and then is sacked by Gilbert Wilkerson, and that'll do it for this opening half. Miami, a 32-point lead against the Nebraska Cornhuskers, and so the Hurricanes, when you're at home, they're bringing it into the half. They got to feel good, but, Matt, we have seen comebacks before, and only a week ago we saw a 25-point comeback. Could Nebraska take that and say, we can do 32?
Well, now, we've seen Nebraska's offense when it's rolling, put up points in a hurry. They're going to have to change gears from what they've been doing here in the first half to do it. Now, it's not out of the realm of possibility, but, we've already broken one record for the first biggest comeback in a game this season. Why not go ahead and break it again? Go ahead and tie this thing back up, or maybe even take the lead if you're Nebraska. I don't think you can go into the second half thinking, oh, we're out of this, oh, there's no way of coming back. No, you have to come out and fight and try to get some points every time you have the ball and make stops when the other team does.
Well, you look at the two offenses here tonight. In Nebraska, well, they've had the ball the longest. They've had a couple of turnovers. The kick six by Blaze Gunner has been a struggle for them. And the other side of that, though, is this Nebraska defense has really struggled to get Miami off the field from an offensive standpoint.
Well, Miami has pretty much looked like they're playing backyard football on offense for most of the night. They just, Richardson drops back, tells guys run this, run that, see what happens, and people are coming open for him. And, you can't underestimate how much of a difference Blaze Gunner has made. early in this game. You had the big kick return, had the big touchdown reception. This he's kind of greasing the wheels for this Miami offense, and they're living off that momentum he's providing.
Well, Miami will start the second half with the football, and Isaac Crowd will bring it out to about the 30-yard line. So a good return here for Miami and a good starting fielding position here for the Hurricanes. And at this point, Axon Richardson, empty backfield, says, I'm not done putting points up. I'm not done taking shots. As a quick pass here, but it falls incomplete.
Yeah, and when that hits you in the hands and you drop it, Axon Richardson's going to have some words for you when you get back to the huddle.
Well, that looked like a missile coming out of the hands of Axon Richardson, too. As we go back to the gun, Richardson trying to set up a halfback screen here for Marcus Duncan. And Duncan hit pretty hard there by the oncoming corner.
Well, Duncan does a good job there, but if you watch this hit, when that's Ray Tate, number 19, when he comes in, he takes him off the ground from with just the open field tackle and drops him where he stands. It's saying something we do that to Duncan.
3rd and 7, ball spotted at the 33-yard line and out of the gun. Tripp spot on the screen, Duncan. And the pass caught, Singer getting the first down here. So a gain of 8, new set of downs here for the Hurricanes.
And the Hurricanes, they've not slowed down a step. They're still fighting hard. Singer there, he takes the contact and fights his way to pick up the first down, get a fresh set of downs for Axon Richardson.
Give Duncan, thrown out a stiff arm, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but he is not able to do so. The Cornhuskers getting back there. Ray Tate leading the charge.
Yeah, Ray Tate getting his 5th tackle on the night. That's the problem. If you throw that big stiff arm, if it slows you down any against this Nebraska defense, if that secondary is coming down, these safeties, they can get there in a hurry.
That closing speed of this defense on display there as Duncan showing his wheels off a little bit. He's able to get 8 yards, so the yardage ain't lost, plus a little extra to make it a short 3rd down.
Right, and again, 3rd and 3. Miami's 2 of 3 on 3rd downs here. They've only had 3 3rd downs tonight and have 35 points on the board.
Richardson, big 3rd down. He's going to tuck it and run. Axon Richardson, a 1st down and more as he's able to get it down inside the 40. And so another opportunity for Nebraska to finally get off the field, and they just couldn't pull it off.
Well, walk-on corner there, Dennis Little gets a little lost in what he should do with Richardson, who's heading to the corner there. He drops back a few steps, and he says, oh, wait, maybe I need to tackle him, and then goes up and hits him. But at that point, Miami's got another 1st down.
Pistol full house. Ball spotted at the 37-yard line. Play fake, Richardson. Looked for Isaac Crowd, and Isaac Crowd wasn't looking for the ball.
Isaac Crowd, I think, was looking for more of that little quick underneath hitch route, and I think Richardson was looking for a little bit more of a go-type route there, wanting to keep moving downfield, but like a miscommunication.
Richardson, short pass here, and the ball comes free, and Nebraska's there to scoop it up.
Wow. I tell you what, Nebraska finally gets something here to go their way. Rowland makes the big hit, knocks the ball loose, and then we see there that Nebraska quick to get on it. Nebraska needed something to go their way. They got something to go their way here. Now, can they get this ball rolling for them?
Big play there. They're not going to take another look at it, so really could be the play that shifts momentum in Nebraska's favor and sparks a 32-point comeback as Harris looking to throw, going to take it and run, but he runs into a sack for a loss of 6.
Yeah, Nick Morgan comes off the edge right there and is able to catch Harris. I tell you what, one thing Miami was looking for tonight was these scrambles from Courtney Harris, and they're not really letting him get much of anywhere unless it's designed run plays. We've seen him have some success, but when he just tries to take off and scramble, they've got a spy waiting on him.
Backed up now to the 24-yard line, and Harris trying to engineer his Cornhuskers to a comeback. Floated pass, and they rule it incomplete. Looking in the direction of Ezekiel Williams on the corner, unable to drop it in, though.
Well, it looked like he led him just a little too far, and he ended up going out of bounds before he could get the feet down.
So they need 16 to keep this drive moving. Harris taking a shot left side and nearly picked off. He couldn't get it downfield. Wanted Rehnquist, who was bracketed, and it was underthrown.
Well, yeah, he just has to put more air under that thing and let Rehnquist run under that, and catch up to the ball. Instead, he tries to deliver a dart, and it almost costs him.
So the punt is away, and it will bounce back inside the 25-yard line, and Kraut's able to get it back to the 31. He ran past it.
Yeah, he was in such a hurry to catch that ball that he
Forgot to catch
the ball. It's one of those don't leave home without it type moments.
Want to give a shout out to everybody in the live chat: Ray Tate, Anthony Richardson, Shane, Big Johnson, Zach Davis, Alex Scheuber, Monte Wyatt, Tyler Deathridge, David Ware, Rick Kickler, obviously Mike out there with us, as well as Squiddy. And want to give a shout out to everybody tuning in. If you have not already, like, subscribe. It helps the channel immensely, and it helps everything that we do as well. As we appreciate all of you tuning in on this Wednesday night and making us a part of it.
Absolutely. You know, we've been really proud of our audience, how much they've shown up this season, and we want to continue that trend.
Well, Axton Richardson, wants to continue the trend of beating the Nebraska secondary tonight.
Well, Jay Nathaniel just gets out there behind everybody. They kind of shifted to the far side of the field. I don't know if Blaze Gunner was over there or who that drew their attention, but it opened things up completely for Nathaniel.
So out to the 20-yard line and knocking on the door, Richardson going to take it a run. Axton Richardson will slide, wanting no part of John Rolone.
No part at all with that slide. You know, it's a business decision for a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
You know, just go down, don't take the big hit. You've already got some yards.
Especially after Rolone forced a fumble on the previous drive.
Well, exactly.
Midline read, and Richardson's not going to slide this time as Rocky Conlon brings him down in the backfield.
Well, Rocky Conlon, number 9 in your program, number 1 in your hearts there for the Nebraska Cornhuskers, comes up with a big stop behind the line, 3rd and 8.
So a long 3rd down and an empty backfield here for Axton Richardson. Looking, pressure coming, and Rocky Conlon got shrugged off, but then Richardson trips over his offensive lineman and goes down. So they give the sack to Conlon anyway.
If Rocky Conlon came flying at me, I would likely lose my footing as well and fall down. So I can't really knock Richardson on that one.
So they send out the field goal unit, Dakota Groza. This will be a 44-yard field goal attempt from the right hash, and he puts it through to extend this lead to 35. And for Nebraska, that would be the largest comeback in CFSL history, beating what LSU did to A&M a week ago by 10 points.
Sure. I mean, go ahead and up the ante here. You know, let's see what we can do. Nebraska going to get the ball back. Able to hold Miami to a field goal, another touchdown that time. But, you know, 199 yards of total offense for Nebraska right now is a very telling stat, because this Miami defense, as the game has gone on, they've started to close down with their pressure and clamp down on this Nebraska offense, and Courtney Harris is feeling the pressure.
Harris trying to step up into the pocket, and then he's going to tuck it and run, and he is going to get right back to the line of scrimmage. Nowhere really for him to go.
Well, there's nowhere for him to go, and that's the issue. Is the pressure is getting home, and he doesn't know what to do. There's nowhere he can throw it, so he's trying to, his second instinct is to take off and run. Well, Miami's ready for that too.
Well, they were ready for the underneath throw. John Downs just couldn't hold on to it, which would have been the 3rd interception thrown tonight by Courtney Harris.
Yeah, and I think Miami may just have their number right now. There's still a lot of game left to be played, but unless Nebraska switches gears here, it's going to be it's been a long night for them.
Well, the halfback screen doesn't work out. Miami was ready for that play call too, as Bronco goes down for a loss of 3 over there to cover it. Sophomore 5-star Joseph Hart, who was able to come up and help make that play, but there were a lot of Hurricanes here, so if Hart wasn't going to do it, somebody was.
Somebody was. That halfback screen, you know, it was well set up. Just too many Hurricanes there. Nowhere for it to go. Going to force another Cornhusker punt and give the ball back to Axton Richardson and this Miami offense, who are, you know, got to be licking their chops a little bit, thinking, okay, how many points can we put up on this team?
Well, at this point, with good field position, how much of it is, you know, we want to keep scoring points, or how much is it, you know, there's some parts of the playbook we haven't tried yet. Do we want to look at those?
Yeah, you want to, you know, when you've got this big of a lead, you can't open it up and get in some stuff maybe you don't practice as often, see how it looks against certain defenses.
Quick throw here underneath, and there is Singer as he will get 8 yards. So 2nd and 2 now for Miami.
And there's now a rumor going around in chat that if you blow out Eastern Michigan the next week, things are going to go bad for you.
Does that mean Oregon should be concerned?
Oregon is on watch next week. It's official. It's come down from on high.
Well, Mark Perry, who we thought might have been somebody who was on watch, his first catch of the night, and he gets laid out by courtesy of Ray Tate. And Perry was a corner last season for this Miami squad before they switched him to wide receiver late.
And now he's getting he's on the other end of things, so to speak. And I wonder how he's feeling about it right now.
Richardson to throw, checking it down left side, and another big hit on Blaze Gunner this time as he gets 5-yard. Andres McFly over there to knock him out. And, they're trying to knock the ball out.
They are. They're laying big hits. They're trying to jar this ball loose. We've seen it happen a couple of times already. Nebraska only really able to take advantage of one of them so far.
Pistol set, and the give. Duncan right up the middle. He gets 4 as right on cue for the AD, Anthony Richardson and Chelsea. Feed Duncan.
Yeah.
Feed him.
But almost like he's,
starving back there.
Yeah,
you think.
Duncan, it's almost like he's practiced with this team and might know what they're going to call next.
Yeah, They're going to motion him out of the backfield to be the single receiver at the top of the screen. Richardson going short as Nathaniel will get a couple of yards. So it's 3rd and 5.
Well, Nebraska does a good job on that second down there of guarding the sticks very much. They're all hovering right there around that first down line. They force him to throw underneath.
Miami 4 of 6 on 3rd downs here tonight, this being their 7th try at it. And the pass caught and able to hold on Blaze Gunner. 4 catches, 118 yards for him now tonight to go with the kick return for a touchdown that he had early.
Yeah, he's having himself a night so far, and the night's not over.
Owsley, the tight end, in motion as Richardson to throw. Blitz comes, but he's able to find Gunner yet again. Why not?
I don't know why. I mean, basically, Blaze Gunner runs a slant route right there and beats his man off the line pretty badly, able to haul it in. And he gets kind of shoestring tackled, but he brings him a short second.
Richardson floating it to the right side, pass caught, and then driven out of bounds is Richard Singer, and he gets 7 yards.
All right, and Miami is just kind of nickel and diming their way here. Axon Richardson being very surgical, very precise in his throws.
Single back set, the give. Marcus Duncan to the inside. Touchdown, Hurricanes.
All right, Duncan gets another touchdown on the evening. Tell you what, Miami not pouring it on like they were in the first half right now, but they're still showing that they can drive and score when they want to. And this Nebraska defense tonight has just not had an answer. Their offense hasn't had an answer for what Miami's doing to them on defense. It's been a tale of 2 weeks for the Cornhuskers.
Well, you saw it earlier. Anthony Richardson was saying, hey, let's go ahead, let's feed Marcus Duncan, because a week ago, Marcus Duncan, 13 carries, only 31 yards for him, and he didn't score. Well, tonight he's got a pair of rushing touchdowns on a night where Miami defense is saying, hey, don't overshadow us. We're only giving up 3 yards of play. We've got, several sacks and a couple of picks.
Well, now Miami's been known over the seasons to be a pretty defensively minded team, and they're showing it again tonight.
Harris to throw, pass over the middle, and nobody's home to catch it.
Well, they just couldn't get off the press, couldn't get off the line in time, and Courtney Harris just kind of throws that out there where no one is around.
Pistol set. We have not heard or seen much from Griffin Richardson from earlier in this game as Courtney Harris on the scramble breaks the tackle for Rex Tyler and then takes a hard hit from Pinnell, but he gets 15 yards and he moves his sticks. And so clearly Harris saying, I'll do it myself.
Well, he's finally able to get some, forward momentum running the ball because that D-line not able to get a hold of him. And when he gets going in the open field, man, he's dangerous, But Miami has limited those opportunities tonight. Now let's see if Nebraska can get this defense to be tired, put some plays on them.
Tight end Schiffer in motion. Harris dancing, tries to take it and run again. And this time getting the sack is Rex Tyler, who came on the blitz. And so very aggressive Miami defense here tonight.
Well, they're coming right after. They don't want to allow Casey Bronco or Courtney Harris to beat them running the ball. So they're, filling a lot of gaps, and they're spying to the outside on certain plays, and it's worked like a charm almost all night long.
Long second down. Harris, halfback screen, Broncos slips one, and then it's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4.
Well, just just another big hit. You know, they try to space it out, get him out there, and then big number 37 for the Rex Tyler for the Miami Hurricanes comes up and drops a big hit on him. 3rd and 16 for Nebraska.
Long third down. Harris looking, pressure, and he tried to shrug off the first defender, but he does go down. So it's a loss of 8 as David Ware is hoping that, Harris would be running forward, not backward for the sake of his sports book.
David Ware going to lose that bet from the way things are looking right now, but, probably won't be the first, probably won't be the last. It'll be okay. That's what happens when you gamble. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
Long 4th down, and Nebraska has to punt it away, putting it right back into the hands of this Miami offense. And so Isaac Brown able to get it out about midfield. And, big bounce back game for Miami.
Sure.
The way that things went last week against Notre Dame and for Nebraska, it's not pretty, especially considering the way you looked last week. But at the end of the day, you go back to 500, and it's not a conference game. It doesn't hurt you in the playoff hunt at all.
Well, and again, this is a hard one to swallow if, the way this has gone so far, if things don't change for Nebraska. But, again, as I always say, every game, win or lose, you have to learn something.
Juby is asking for Miami to throw it to Blaze, and because nobody can ever give Juby what he wants, they go to Marcus Duncan instead.
Well, I don't think anybody listens to what Juby's asking for. I don't. So, it's just like he's talking into thin air.
And the quarterback keeper on the quarterback draw, there's Axton Richardson. As on cue, David Ware asks that Richardson needs more yards.
But yeah, he says he needs more yards.
So Ware's playing both sides of the sports book tonight, I guess.
It's just, all these people who throw their money at whatever they think looks cute.
Mike's right. Ware seems to be a degenerate gambler.
Well, he probably is. I don't know. We'll talk more about Alabama in the next game.
And that is the game that is coming up, and that is a big game as the halfback screen here for Isaac Kraut is able to get the first down and a whole lot more. Kraut still going out to the 8-yard line. A 24-yard pickup for the Hurricanes to end the third quarter. We'll be back in just a moment with the fourth quarter and Miami looking to add to their total. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live. Start of the fourth quarter. Duncan right up the middle. Marcus Duncan down to the 5. He's looking for that third rushing touchdown.
Yeah, Duncan has 11 rushes, 57 yards. Much better performance tonight than he had last week from a production standpoint and from a results standpoint.
Empty backfield here. Richardson. Pass over the middle. Caught by Nathaniel, who shrugs free of a defender. And through his effort to try to get into the end zone, he ends up only getting a yard out of it.
Yeah, a lot of fight in Jay Nathaniel right there. It doesn't pick up a whole lot, picks up an extra yard, but third and go from about the 3.
Pistol sent 4 wide to give. Duncan right up the middle, throws out a stiff arm, and he can't get in, held to a yard.
Well, and Nebraska just had too many bodies in there. Duncan is a power back, but you can only do so much, and they just bust him up there. So it's going to be 4th and goal. Look like Miami's going to have to try to kick another field goal.
So out comes Dakota Groza to make it a 45-point game, and he will, as Marcus Duncan robbed of his third rushing touchdown of the night and of the season.
Well, I would imagine Miami gets the ball back at some point, more than likely, and looking at the time we have left here. But Nebraska, look at this, breaking a big one.
Big return down the right sideline. Michael Potter. Nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Oh, Michael Potter right there who pulls double duty.
Yeah.
He's also the coach of the Eastern Michigan Eagles, and we see him there maybe taking a little bit of frustration over what happened last night, gets that kick return, runs it all the way back. Nice play by Potter. Big-time touchdown.
Big touchdown for Nebraska as Gordon Yelkich tacking on the extra point. So they're kind of that lead. They make it a 38-point game. And Still a lot of time. They need a Blaze Gunner-type performance, though, for Bradley Ringquist, and this defense would need some stops and some turnovers if they want to mount that comeback.
Absolutely. They're going to have to get a lot of things going for themselves.
On the return, Blaze Gunner trying to one-up Potter on the other side, and he tripped. Couldn't quite get out into the open field on his way out there.
You know, tripping's a rough thing to do. A lot of bad ways to trip.
I'm pretty sure tripping is illegal.
What are you talking about?
Well, that's fair. There's where you're going with that. Okay, never mind then. Richardson on the speed option. Keeper says, I'm going to tuck it upfield, and I'm going to get 10 yards and a first down.
Is it me, or does Axton Richardson's hair just look more soft and flowing tonight than it usually does?
Is that just because he's running the football?
I don't know. I just noticed it on that play.
Well, Axton Richardson just took notice of big A.W. Thornton in the middle there, who chased him down.
Well, it's near 400 pounds of man running after you, and if he catches you, I'm not sure you're gonna, get too loose from him.
It'd be surprising if he did, as Duncan up the middle and able to get 4 yards. So a long third down.
All right, long third down for the Hurricanes. Nebraska looking to try to get something going here. They're going to need to get a stop, need to get the ball back, try to score again.
So Axton Richardson, empty backfield, quick pass over the middle. Singer fighting, and he will get 6 yards. 4th and 1.
Yeah, 4th and 1 here. I don't see Miami getting cute with it. I don't see any reason for them to. I'm sure they're just going to punt this thing, try to pin Nebraska deep.
John Rolone able to get his 9th tackle of the night, and so Miami will punt it back. As pointed out, 5 kick returns for a touchdown already this season, and a season ago. Wow, muffed punt return here by Potter as he tries to get back to the edge and then stumbles out to the 31-yard line. So near disaster for Nebraska in the return game by the guy who had a kick return for a touchdown just moments ago. And he's able to recover, able to get it back.
Well, adrenaline's a heck of a thing, David. You get the old blood pumping and you get excited and you say, all right, we'll run another one back, and then you forget to catch the ball. It can happen to anybody.
It can. Harris going to take it and run, and Courtney Harris able to get the first down, spinning across midfield, and a stiff arm will finally bring him down at the Miami 41. It's a 28-yard run as Harris up to 73 yards on the ground.
About 8 yards of that was with a stiff arm going on. I mean, he catches, and just, here we go, watch, and just keeps running. Courtney Harris, once he gets that momentum going, tough as can be to take down. It's been few and far between for Nebraska tonight.
First down and 10. Harris going to take it and run. Courtney Harris getting the first down and more on the ground as he picks up 14 yards this time. And a lot of the discussion, Chad, is about the 4-to-1 odds that were put in the sports book today about whether or not Nebraska quarterback Courtney Harris or Miami quarterback Axton Richardson would be able to get over 399.5 yards of total offense.
Total offense, yeah.
Courtney Harris looks a little bit away from that. 93 yards through the air, almost 100 yards on the ground. Axton Richardson, I would say, is probably a bit closer because of the night he's had.
Axton Richardson's closer. I think it's going to be a little tough for either one of them to hit it tonight. I don't expect Miami to keep their foot on the gas this late in the fourth, but, hey, I've been surprised before.
Well, Bronco's going to get the carry to the inside here, and he will get 3 yards. And the most wagers ever recorded on a sportsbook line, I believe, probably was tonight. And the fact that the Alabama-Clemson game, 325 wagers were put on that going into this game, which is, by all accounts, a very big game for both teams as Shalizzi stopped at the line of scrimmage. Both Alabama and Clemson, it's their first conference game of the season, meaning that the winner of that game takes an early lead, an early step closer to being able to generate a resume for a playoff berth.
They're both a headache for me, man. They are, but you're right. It's a huge game for both of them. You want to get started on the right foot, especially in conference.
Handoff here, Bronco on the counter run, and he will get good, nice little 4-yard run there. Makes it a very manageable 3rd and 5.
Right, and All right, 3rd and 5 here at Nebraska is, trying to put some more points on the board. They're 5 for 13 on 3rd downs tonight. Not the best percentage, but, they're looking to salvage something here.
Play fake. Harris going to take it a run. Courtney Harris sliding forward and able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
I like that. Put your head down and dive forward. Make sure you get that first down. Go underneath the defender, though, if you can.
Well, the fight has not left Nebraska in this offense as Shalizzi is back in the backfield, and they give it to him, and JoJo Shalizzi will vulture the touchdown run from Casey Bronco.
Cool for JoJo. Got a touchdown there. That's great. No, I'm kidding. JoJo comes in, puts some more points on the board for the Cornhuskers. That was a nice drive by Nebraska. It's a little bit too little too late, I think, but we'll see how this thing goes. We've seen some odd things happen.
The onside kick, and it is recovered by the Hurricanes in Mark Perry, who comes out on to the field. So 4-19, 48-17 our score, and probably going to see a lot of Marcus Duncan and Isaac Kraut now.
Well, you would think so, but they are lining up 4 wide. So we'll see what they do.
Out of the gun. Richardson steps up into the pocket, throwing on the run forward, and Nathaniel throws out a mighty stiff arm to get 4 yards.
Okay, well, Miami already, throwing on again here on 1st down, 2nd and 6. Richardson, 29 for 33, 347 yards right now. I'm not sure what his rushing stats are, to be honest with you, but he might be closing in on that 3.9.
Richardson floats it to the right side, and Nathaniel able to get out of bounds. 354 yards through the air for the Hurricanes here tonight.
All right, 30-34 now for Axton Richardson. More like the Axton Richardson we're used to seeing.
Yes.
Well, very much so.
Read option keeper. Here's Axton Richardson, and he's only going to get a couple of yards there. 31 yards for him on the ground tonight. So when you put it all together, 385 total yards for Axton Richardson tonight. The over-under on that being 399 and a half.
He needs 15 more yards.
Yes. Well, he's going to get 1 there.
He needs 14 more yards. And there are a lot of people who bet the the big odds bet to see if he could get it, who are sitting on pins and needles right now, regardless of what the score is.
Very much so. Very much so. 3rd and 7, 3:09 to go. And Axton Richardson in the gun, 4 wide trips, top the screen. Perry, the single receiver at the bottom of the screen, who 2 plays for him. 2 yards for Mark Perry here on the night, coming off that wide receiver screen, as Richardson and company going to let time tick away. So the bettors are very much screaming, Richardson, run, throw, whatever it can be.
Just get 14 yards. That's all they care about.
Richardson will throw, airing it out right side, stepping out of bounds, Matthew Owsley, and he gets 4. So 4th and 3, as right now Richardson 10 yards shy of the over.
And they are kicking the field goal. So all you folks who bet big on that one, unless they get the ball back and do anything besides run the ball, this close, 10 yards.
So close.
This there, but so far away.
So Miami letting time tick away as Dakota Groza comes out in the hopes of being able to hang 50 here at home. And keep in mind, coming into tonight, Nebraska was favored by 5.5 points in the sports book, and Miami saw that, pinned it up on their locker room, and said, no, that is not going to happen tonight. And Miami has really come out and put on a show.
Yeah, they really have. You got to give credit to the Miami Hurricanes for really bouncing back from a bad week last week. And if you're Nebraska, you have to come out of this thing learning, what did we do wrong? What was our issue? The biggest issue all night was they just had no way of dealing with the pressure that Miami's defense was bringing on them. And the aggression that Miami showed early on offense, I think, surprised them a little bit.
2 minutes to play, and this Nebraska offense taking the field once again. Harris, he'll look to throw. 4-man rush, checking it down, Bronco, and he is pushed out of bounds by Griffin Richardson.
All right, Griffin Richardson. How many tackles has he got at this point? I'm wondering. Got to be several.
Definitely still in double digits last I had checked, but he has been quiet as here he comes up and gets a stop. So they're starting to run the ball again. Nebraska is starting to try and tack him again, and there's his 15th on the night.
15 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, and a sack. That's a great night for anybody. Griffin Richardson has put on a show.
Oh, and don't forget, he's got a pick 6 to go with all of that,
yeah.
as well as a shot to the left side, and it is hauled in by Sellers, who gets out of bounds.
Sellers was only his second catch of the night, but it's a nice one there on the corner route. He's able to catch it, haul it in, gets him up around midfield. You know, Nebraska, their offense has slowly looked better a little bit. You wonder if maybe Miami, took their foot off the gas a little bit on defense.
Sure.
But Nebraska, trying to salvage something here late in the fourth.
Hand off Bronco to the inside. Casey Bronco fighting, trying to get the first down marker, and they will give him 9. Both teams have 3 timeouts. We're inside of a minute and a half, and all the bettors in the sportsbook are probably screaming, Miami, get a stop, get a turnover, and then take some timeouts and let Richardson do his thing.
Sure. They're big sacks.
Harris being brought down for a loss of 5 as Ben Wood, the other defensive tackle here, able to come up and get the sack. So 3rd and 6, 1:05 to play.
Yeah, and that's been the story of the night. They have just been all over Courtney Harris all night long, not giving him anything to do. I know the gamblers are all worried, and they're trying to think, oh, please let Miami get the ball back. If you think that Action Richardson's going to do anything but hand the ball off from this point forward, your money's gone.
Harris under duress, but he's going to check it down. There's JoJo Shalizzi, who got laid out by Perry Pinnell.
Well, Perry Pinnell is senior. Big hard-hitting safety comes down on JoJo Shalizzi, the sophomore hard-hitting safety, and says, hey, man, let me show you how to do it.
Pistol set here. Schiffer, tight end in motion. As Harris checking it down and able to come up and make the stop. Troy pressing, bringing him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Yep, and it's just more of the same here, that this pressure at Miami is dialing it up here late in the game. They don't want to give up any more points. They've got this, huge 34-point lead on Nebraska. They don't want to let them close any ground.
2nd and 12. Harris checking it down once again, and this time Bronco fighting. He'll get 8. 3rd and short now with a stoppage of clock.
Well, 3rd and short. Here we go. We'll see if Nebraska can maybe get a few more points out of this, or what. Well, that's not going to do it.
That's not going to help your cause here, as Harris, it was like a hot potato came into his hands, caught it, threw it.
That almost hit one of his own cheerleaders where the moon don't shine.
4th and 4 with 16 seconds to play in the offense on the field. Harris for the first down. Sellers bouncing off a tackle and getting it down inside the 20. 10 seconds remain and 6 timeouts between the 3 teams.
Yeah,
two teams.
Nobody's really taking any timeouts because nobody has any real delusions about what's going on here.
And as put it out, the sportsbook will win the night on the over-under for the $3.99.5 as the end around pays off for Nebraska. Leonard Gibbs, the 5th receiver on the depth chart, puts up the last-second touchdown on the Hurricanes.
Well, who knew that Leonard Gibbs was the secret weapon that Nebraska should have employed all night long? That was a great play by Nebraska to close the game out.
Nebraska, in an effort, they fall to 500. Things just snowballed on them too quickly, Matt, in a very impressive bounce-back game for Miami.
Well, the good news, like we said earlier, like you said, that this is not a conference game for Nebraska. If you're going to lose one, this is one that you don't want to lose anything, but this is one you'd rather drop because you're going into conference play from this point forward.
Right.
So you better have your A game going. So Nebraska's got about a week, give or take a few days to get this stuff back together and get ready to go into Big Ten conference play.
Speaking of conference play, we've got a big conference game coming up here in about 20 to 30 minutes. The Alabama Crimson Tide, they go on the road to take on the Clemson Tigers in a huge SEC clash that you do not want to miss in the Wednesday nightcap. For Matt, I'm David. We thank you for joining us here on the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live, and we'll be back in just a bit.